What's up, Raider Nation? This is your boy Soto with the Autumn Windbags. Make sure you like and subscribe. I wanted to hop on real quick and talk about something that just happened late last night or early in the morning, depending on where you are in the country. The firing of Urban Meyer as the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Long time coming. Kind of saw it coming. If you have been following the story, a lot of the things that Urban Meyer has done, his attitude towards being a coach, his attitude towards his level of authority, and how he treats his players, his coaches, and basically everyone around him was concerning. And that got me thinking. We have a head coaching vacancy. What are some of the pitfalls and some of the things that we need to focus on, or Mark Davis should focus on before hiring a head coach? One of the things where I think Shad Khan went wrong was he hired a dictator style person, and that's exactly what Mark Davis did in hiring John Gruden. And not only did he hire John Gruden as a head coach, he was the president, he was the GM, he was pretty much everything. One of the first things that Gruden did after the draft was get rid of Reggie McKenzie, kind of strip him of a lot of his power, and then got rid of him and put Mark Mack in there, who was basically, let's just call it what it is, a puppet as a GM. We got to learn from that. If you're Mark Davis, got to learn from it moving forward. You can't just say, here are the keys, go ahead and let me know where we're going. Be involved to an extent where you see a plan moving forward, but also understand that you have to have some checks and balances. You can't just hire a guy and say, okay, go ahead, and just have blind faith that it's working. What are some of the checks and balances? I've always talked about having a strong team president. RJ just wants a smart guy. I say you just can't have a smart guy that doesn't know the NFL. You have to have a smart NFL guy who's out there. I mean, off the top of my head, I really can't think of anyone right now, but just get a smart NFL guy who knows how to put the pieces around him to build and change a culture. The culture that we had of having a dictator, totalitarian lead, it's just not going to work. If one person is the end-all, be-all of what happens in a franchise, it's gonna get to that person's head, and it got to Gruden's head, and we see now that especially offensively, with the offensive coordinator in Olsen that Gruden hired, he had really no say in what was going on. He was just basically implementing and running the offense that Gruden wanted. So now that Gruden's gone, the offense is stagnant. We're not really that creative. We're not sticking to things that have helped and worked for us in previous weeks, like early in the season. And it's really difficult to change that role, to be from like a yes man to being the guy in charge when the whole offense basically was predicated around these are our plays, but leave the play calling and the strategizing to me. You just kind of work what I tell you to work. Who's out there right now? Head coaching wise, there's offensively, there's Eric Bieniemy, there's Byron Leftwich, which I think is Byron Leftwich is interesting because not only is he the offensive coordinator, he's the play caller. Now he has a lot of weapons out there, but we have some weapons too, and he's pretty creative. He had Gronk for a while, then he had Gronk out, then he had Antonio Brown. He had Antonio Brown out. It could work. Defensively, there's Bowles out there. There's a couple other guys out there. Just can't come to my head really quick, but a smart NFL guy doesn't necessarily have to have played in the league, but someone who's stern and relatable to these players. Leftwich was a player. He's not super far removed from being a player, so he can still relate and he knows the NFL experience from the player's perspective. It's a big decision moving forward, and we saw it with Gruden, and we're seeing it now with Urban Meyer, that if you make the wrong decision, you can't sit around and just let it stew and let everyone just kind of punk you into saying that, yeah, you made a bad choice at head coach. And once the Gruden stuff came out with the emails, reacted quickly. I think Shad Khan maybe went to the owners' meetings and was like, what should I do, guys? And I think as soon as Trevor Lawrence talked about it, your star quarterback is not really behind the head coach, it had to be done. So let me know what you guys think, man. Give me some head coaching ideas. Give me head coaching ideas, but also give me the reasons why they will work specifically for the Raiders. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to think. So we got a game coming up in a couple days. Don't lose hope. The season's not over. Go Raiders.